I found the quote, guys.
What is it? Okay, let's listen.
A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
But who?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. As soon as you Google it, it pulls up. It says the so-called jack of all trades. Was it?
Read that one more time.
It's a William Shakespeare quote, and the full phrase
is
is
Shakespeare.
Oh, Shakespeare.
Yes,
oh, okay.
a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So that's the thing. We've all been this. My whole life, I thought you should. You know what I'm saying? Just try to master one thing, and this is saying
because they like you stupid boy. I'm scared. Just come on, do one thing. Just do the one thing. You know your parents.
Do the one thing.
Your parents are just scared you just gonna be a fuck up, right? So they just trying to make sure you don't fuck up. They're like, look, man, the last 10 kids I seen did that. They fucked up bad. So come here, sit down. Let me straighten you out. Let me straighten you out.
But it's finding that thing that like makes you kind of be able to put all of the things that you do really well into one thing. I think like I just started doing one-man shows because it's like everybody's been telling me to do that for years because characters is what I do the best.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I'm the best at is characters. So I was like, how do I put acting and stand-up into one thing without being all over the place? And I just put up my one-man show and I shot it. And it was the best response to anything I've ever done.
Ooh, when you put it out?
Probably the next few months. It's being edited right now. So
nice, man. Congrats on that.
How long was it? So you just
it was an hour.
So you just go on. So I've never even seen. I know it's gonna sound ignorant. So I've never seen a one-man show.
I hired a director though, because even though I had stand-up
is it like
elements,
a really just long dialogue about a bunch of stuff?
Monologue.
Because I've done stand-up for so long, you know, I come out and I do the stand-up, which is like where you're kind of engaging the audience. But then like I had like a director as my acting teacher, so it kind of goes into almost like a play on certain parts. When you're done breaking the fourth wall, you go into the characters that are having like long scenes.
Oh, wow.
And then you break out from the scene and then you address the audience. And it's kind of...
Are you talking to yourself?
I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
So I do address the audience, but then I talk to myself.
Is that hard? Is that hard? I'm assuming that has to be hard because you're dealing with silence at times.
Not for me, because that's what I do the best is like characters. So it was like, for me, that was like, that's like my leaning. But for a long time, I just avoided doing that because it's like if you try to do a one-man show in the belly room of the Comedy Store, it's not going to work,
right?
Well, because you're not. It's just not going to work.
Y'all know Hassan Minaj? Y'all know him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he did that essentially. That's what his Homecoming King is. It's essentially a one-man play versus stand-up. It's like storytelling, but he realized he wasn't getting the response he really wanted at comedy clubs with his regular stand-up. So he went to these storytelling rooms, which I didn't even know existed. Yeah, I still don't know what these motherfuckers at.
White Secrets.
Yeah. White Secrets. That's hilarious. That could be like your web series if you ever did White Secrets. That could be your reels and TikTok videos.
Have you ever seen this restaurant? Of course you haven't. It's a White Secret.
That's funny, bro. So anyways, he went to these storytelling rooms, and that's how he started developing his act for Homecoming King, which is a Netflix special now.
Right.
But I was gonna say that's actually my senior year piece was a one-man show. I did John Leguizamo's Freak.
Dude, favorite special of all time.
Me too.
I love that special.
Yeah, the way it's shot, it was directed by Spike Lee, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Y'all got to see that. You never see it. That's the one to watch.
It's amazing.
I'm going to watch that one first, and I'm going to watch yours when you drop yours.
Sweet. Thank you.
So I'm going to tap into this one-man show.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I loved it, and that's kind of the thing that I want to keep doing. But going back to the online thing, it's such a time-consuming thing if you're trying to make that an online thing, you know, like you can't just drop one-man show pieces like every single day,
right?
You know, so it kind of goes back to like what game you're playing.
Dude, like you saying, so like as a stand-up, you're not going to build your audience in the stand-up, bro. No matter how good you are, bro.
That's a fact.
No matter how good you are, you got to go do something else. And it's been that way for years. I mean, Kevin Hart from, you know, he did Paper Soldiers, where the niggas didn't know about the Paper Soldiers and Soul Plane. You know, Joe Rogan came from Fear Factor. Motherfucking, what's his name was on MySpace doing this shit. Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Everybody, you have to have a big TV show or do whatever. And then if you can deliver, then it's going to work. But you can't, ain't nobody just so funny.
But how do you do that in 2022? Because like you said, with those guys, that was before social media even existed.
It's the TikTok. That's what I'm saying.
People have those platforms. They're just not delivering the comedy.
So if there's a young cat at home right now, he's like, okay, 22 years old. He's like, I want to get into this comedy thing. I'm the funniest nigga in the streets. I'm killing these comedy clubs. But by your rationale, you're saying that ain't gonna do it. So what should that kid go do?
So one, if you want to be a good comic, you got to go chop Wood and do the stage time. So you still got to go do that. But you got to understand there's a limit to how far that gets you now. The same way everybody's lazy and they Zoom and all that shit. All these executives and all these cats, they're not in the rooms no more. You know what I'm saying? And even if they see you do something, we're in the stats world. So who the fuck is this person who I've never seen who's funny? And I don't know who you are and this, that, and the other. So like what I would recommend for people to do is, like he's saying, you do your own shit. You think you're funny? Find some guys making a low budget film and get in that shit. Find some people doing some short form thing that they're going to release on YouTube 2 minutes at a time. You got to go do shit and hope something hits. Because if nothing hits, nobody cares how funny you are, bro.
And to piggyback on that, my personal thing is, if let's say all you want to do is stand up. Let's say you like, I just want to do stand up comedy. Great.
Look, you hear that voice? You hear that voice? That's a ridiculous person. I just want to be the world's most best stand up.
Exactly.
It sounds so dumb.
That's all I want to do.
That's all I want.
But I hear a lot of people say that.
But this is the point.
LA,
this is the point I was gonna get to. You still have to then, even if you had open mics, a lot of young comics do this now. Even if you had open mics, you film your set, you chop it up, you put it on TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts. That's what you have to do. So you still have to do that extra step. And if you don't feel comfortable putting your material, then you put your crowd work. And if you don't feel like doing your crowd work, then you go do reaction videos. That's what I'll be doing. Do reaction video or commentary videos where you find a wild video online and you talk shit about it for a minute. You put that online. You do those things to build the fan base. So then when you are performing in Chicago or Charlotte or whatever, you now have people that you could tell, yo, come see me.
Facts.
But then, like I said, I ain't gonna lie. Like, when you own a show that's busting, like if
that's a cheat code.
If you're one of the young boys on Empire and you're a stand-up, your shit is gonna boom.
Sold out shows.
Sold out the whole weekend. You're not even gonna be able to do improvs and shit no more. You have to go to small theaters. Now look, if you're him and you're funny, because what happens a lot of time too is people have a honeymoon phase.
Oh yeah.
You know, where it's like, oh,
who you talking about?
Shit, 100 niggas? How many niggas you want me to name?
Want me down, I get it. Hate that I keep winning. Stab my back, it's tempting.